Hello everyone, welcome to our channel Ankit Tech Classes. I am Ankit. So this is the part 8 of React tutorial series. So in this session, you will learn about what is a functional component, how we can create the functional component in React.Js. So before moving to the functional component, what is a component? Basically, components are used to split the UI into independent reusable pieces in an isolated manner. It means you can create different parts of your website in a uh, smaller pieces called component. Every component will be created is an isolated manner. Uh, every website contains a different section like header section, content section, and section. So you can create it as a component like header section component, content section component, or footer content footer section component. So or you can divide further into smaller components and combinedly wrap these component into a component called the wrapper component. So the components are of two types, functional component and second one is class component. So in this session, we will discuss about the functional components. So what is a functional component? Basically, functional components are the JavaScript functions. So you can normally create a JavaScript function or write a JavaScript function and define it as a functional component in React. So basically functional component takes the input. You can also call it as props in the functional component and it will return the elements. The elements which you can say HTML elements or the formation of HTML elements with using JavaScript extension called the React elements. So you can say that the functional components are the component that takes any input from the user or from the another component. Uh, these inputs are also called as props or properties, and it returns HTML or React elements. So always take care for this that you have to always create or naming convention for the component that should be start with the capital letters. So now we will create a functional component. So I have already created a project using the npx command. So this is the default project that has been created by using the npx command, in which uh, you can see that the public folder that contains the index.html that is directly rendered to your web browser. It contains a particular root div in which you render your React components. Either it is a functional component or class component. In the src folder you will create your all the components. So here you can see that the starter file is index.js, in which we will import all the components. So app is the default component that has been already created. You can see that app.js. So we cannot use it. We will create a new component that is function, that will be a functional component. In src folder we will create a new folder that is components. In component folder, we will create a new functional component welcome.js. So in this component, first we import React from React means first we have to import the React library. After that, we will create a simple function, and that function name is welcome, and this function will return the h1 element with the value of hello Ankit or welcome Ankit. So this is the simple function that you have created in any language, C Sharp or Java. So anyone can create this type of functional components if you use the C or C Sharp or Java. So if you want to use these functional component welcome to anywhere uh, to this project or application, you have to export it. Without using export, you cannot, yeah, you never access it from the other files. Export default, then component name welcome. Save it, and the index.js that will import all the component. So I am removing the app component and this. So from so location of the welcome component. So first you have to import, then component name is welcome dot slash components slash welcome. Just remove it. Want to use for entering, just like in the HTML syntax, you use the welcome, just opening and self closing tag welcome. So if you want to save for running, start the new terminal npm start to run this application. So it is now starting the development server. So now you can see that the output is welcome Ankit. So we call the component welcome. Welcome component calls the welcome function. So it returns the h1 element that prints welcome Ankit. So now you can see that it is a very basic syntax for defining a function. Now I am commenting it. Now we will see how we can use the create a function component with using the arrow operator. Defining const means constant, name is welcome equal to functional bracket and arrow operator. Welcome Ankit. So these are the arrow function. This is the ECMA script 6 or you can say EX 2015 arrow functions. So if you save, you can see that it is compiled automatically, and also refresh your browser automatically. You can see that same output will be rendered welcome Ankit. So the arrow function is very helpful. You can see that your code is in very concise manner, and it is very simple to create, and the code has also a lesser code against the simple function. So now we will discuss about what is export default welcome. So we discussed that if you want to make available this function throughout the application, you have to export it. Without exporting, you cannot access the welcome function. So for this we have to define it export default. So what do you mean this default? So here we will discuss there are two types of export, default export as well as the naming export. So first one is default export. So with this export you can give any name to the component at the time of accessing of it. So default access. So if you want to use or create a functional component with the name of the welcome, and you use the default export using the export default welcome, so you can give your component name with another name. So you can access using the same name, like you can access welcome component with the same welcome component name with the same name, or you can give another name to the welcome component. So whenever you import the welcome component, you can give it another name. So here you can see that we give the other name hello to welcome component. So we will access with using the hello component, but hello component will call the welcome component function and it will render the. So now you can see that how we can achieve it. So in the index.js where we want to access it, so here you can say that we will give another name to welcome component. So suppose we will give the hello. So now welcome component will be accessible with the name of hello. So we will call it as a hello. So hello internally refer to the welcome component and call the welcome function, and it will render the welcome Ankit. So I am just saved. It will automatically compile and refresh the browser. So if you want to refresh again, you can see that the same output rendered welcome Ankit. So you can give another name with using the default export. So in this programming practice of React.Js, uh, we uh, we can mostly use the default export. Second one is the naming export. Naming exports, you have it forcefully forced to use the component exact name. So in this type of export, you cannot give other name to the component. You have to use it with exact name of the component. So if you want to give other name to the welcome component as hello, and if you call it as hello, it will give you the error. Why? Because this component is naming export. So for this you have to define it export before the const keyword and comment this line, and in the JX file in the index.js you define it another name hello to welcome component. Just save it. You can see that it failed to compile. If you see in the browser, it also displays failed to compile. It means attempt import error components slash welcome does not contain a default export imported as hello. So you cannot import welcome as a hello because you cannot export it as a default. So with the naming export, you have to use the same name in the curly brackets. Just save it. Now it shows you output same welcome Ankit. So this is the naming export. You cannot give another name to the component. You have to access it with the same name. So for this you have to define export before your component name. So that's it from this video. So in next video we will discuss about the class components. So if you like this video, please share it and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching. Jai Hind, Vande Mataram.